I'm Danielle Riendo, and this is Waypoint Presents. Vice is home for the most exciting stories in gaming. We take you behind the scenes.
You gotta be a little crazy, if you want to be the best.
Into the arena. To the heart of why we play. Today we meet a speedrunner named Clinton Halfcoordinated Lexa. Clint blazes through his favorite games at incredible speeds, and he does it all without full use of one of his hands. Speedrunners take games that normally take many hours to complete and blast through them in an attempt to get the fastest time. In the process, a game is broken down in fascinating ways. We followed Halfcoordinated to Summer Games Done Quick, an annual marathon for speedrunners, where after weeks of dedicated preparation, he performed a speedrun of the Japanese action RPG Nier Automata.
Hey, Statistic. Hey, Sensa. How's it going?
This.
I'm doing pretty well. Unfortunately, I really only have time for one run today, I believe. So hopefully it'll be a good one. Might have been a perfect skip. It was perfect. I am proud of myself. My name is Clinton Lexa. I go by the name Halfcoordinated, particularly in gaming circles. I play games one-handed because I have a physical disability called hemiparesis, and I've had this since birth or before. In my case, it's lowering the coordination feeling on my entire right side. Still functions, but for example, for the hand itself, just imagine that you're wearing a mitten at all times. Other than doing the streaming, currently I work in a call center for a power company. So among the things I do, if you're calling to report a power outage, you might be talking to me. That's a possibility. The main thing that has really kept me from escaping from that is things like, say, health insurance, how difficult that would be to get proper coverage. I feel like I could do a lot more if I didn't have to spend those 40 hours or more each week at the call center. Speedrunning games is trying to play them as fast as I can, all the way to completion. With speedrunning, it's you versus the game. It's not you versus someone else. It's also one of the few areas in life where I get to be just as fast or faster than everyone else. I'm practicing for my run of Nier Automata.
I have to help 9S.
I imported a Japanese copy of the game so I could get it 2 weeks early. Since then, I have played the game over 300 hours, just trying to play almost every day. That's a little less common to be speedrunning new games. I really like helping figure out what makes the game work, how it functions, and kind of breaking it down. Seems like a pretty decent flying intro. Acceptable, at least. I picked Nier Automata for the speedrun because it's made by one of my favorite developers, Platinum Games. They make very well-made, good experiences that have a lot of intense action. Preparation for doing a Games Done Quick run. Obviously, there's a lot of practice. Playing the game, making sure you have all your strategies down, that you can do them consistently enough. The technique for speedrunning in this game involves heavy abuse of the intended physics system. So you're intended to be able to use your attacks in the air, say, for example, to gain height, to get distance. But we really take that to extremes. So it ends up being a lot of specific chains of attacks. My best time for the Nier Automata ending A speedrun is 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 28 seconds. Currently, I'm ranked 5th overall on the leaderboards for this game.
Welcome to Summer Games Done Quick 2017.
only here at Summer Games Done Quick, where we speedrun video games 24/7.
And this year we are, of course, once again, benefiting Doctors Without Borders.
We raise money for charity by playing video games. It's just a beautiful marriage of this hobby that we have, where the whole point is just, let's play this game as good as we can, and we'll measure it by the simplest measure, which is just a timer, and just do it faster and faster, and let's just raise more and more money doing that each time.
Games Done Quick did a fundraiser for us in 2011, a small one after the Japanese earthquake. Last year it brought in $1.3 million. This year I'm publicly rooting for 1.5 and privately 2.
Helping out the charity, of course, that's the main goal, but then also just being able to perform, being able to do that performance. I love it. I get such a rush from it, and I don't really get a chance to do that otherwise. Breakfast of true champions. Gaming has been in my life for a very, very long time. I was about 3 or 4 when I started.
Who is this for?
It's you.
That's for you.
It's a good one. It's a game! Look, what's game is it?
And we had DOS games that I've played, some that, my dad made. We had an NES, and I played that, but I didn't know how to play one-handed, really. I did not really teach myself to do that until I got a PS2. So that was back in 2001. I forget exactly how I figured it out, but I just put my entire hand over the controller, and I was able to reach pretty much everything and just work it out as I played. Yeah, definitely a lot of practice over the years. My parents have supported me wonderfully throughout my entire life. It's definitely something that I wouldn't really be able to do without them. They've really shown me the value of not giving up on something. Heading over to my parents' place, my folks' home. It's a fairly relaxing place to live, just in this sort of rural Virginia area. Playing games and going online. The internet became my real home, where I made so many wonderful friends. Even though I am isolated physically, I am definitely not isolated emotionally. It's a wonderful place to be in the heart. It's a wonderful place to be. So.
Hi.
But see, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, stuffed peppers? Yeah, stuffed peppers are great. Back in the 80s, I was working as a press room supervisor. I found out that I had ankylosing spondylitis, and it was fusing my back, and I couldn't do the physical work that I had done and had to change what I was doing, and went into programming computers. Started making some DOS games back then. Clint and his brother Jason, I utilized them as my testers. Clint got used to working with a keyboard and computers early on then. Uh-oh. Pair of sixes. Give me all your money, hey, stupid computer. If you'd like to eat.
I would like to eat.
Okay, good.
Eating is good.
Yes, it is.
And like usual, these are from Dad's garden.
Yes.
He didn't grow the cow, but
I did not grow the cow.
everything but the cow.
Everything but the cow.
Clint is totally amazing. You know, he had plenty of gray clouds, but I really feel like he is a positive person, which has helped him through a lot of major things. When he was going into 6th grade and kids started saying, hey, what's wrong with you? You know, why don't you use your right hand? Why don't you do this like we do this?
It'll be hard squeeze on this one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, okay, I guess.
Can you put it on?
Yeah, I can help you.
But we got past it, and he got past it. But the discovery of gaming, true discovery of speedrunning and gaming, has really expanded his feelings of what he can do and being able to be an ambassador for others who have disabilities.
You're inspirational, buddy.
My best friend's oldest daughter, Samantha, had brain cancer. She lost the use of the right side of her body. That was a crushing blow for Samantha when she could no longer play games because she only had one hand. So I showed her half-coordinated videos.
It's jump time.
Attention, it's Carrier Blue Ridge 2.
She lit up. It was a transformation. And her immediate response was, I want to play games fast too. And she went over to her Wii, hooked up the classic controller, and put her one functioning hand over with the palm on the analog stick and her fingers on the buttons, and started playing Donkey Kong Country.
You know, from what I heard, it made her final times a good bit better. That's a major difference I'm glad to have been a part of, even indirectly.
Half-coordinated, he's everything that GDQ's about. He really is just an inspiration to me. You know, I'm trans, and I use my speedrunning, streaming position to be an advocate. Hal does the same thing for disability advocacy, and like every single day he's living it. It's so good, and he's just the best. And he gives amazing hugs.
Oh, yo.
Give me a hug.
Is this a setup? Are we on camera?
I think we might be, but that's perfectly fine. I wanted to hug you anyway.
There's just such a strong connection. It's more than just friends. They're a part of who you are. One of the bigger challenges, I'd say, with my own condition, my own situation, it's trying to find my place, where I belong, where I can actually have the most benefit, where I can really make that difference. In speedrunning, that's where I've really found my place.
This is basically the most important day of the year for me. It's what I've been working for. It's what I look forward to. This is how I contribute to the charity. This is how I help them raise the money, is by trying to put on a good show.
So let's get ready with a countdown, everyone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have a donation from the source of my entire wardrobe, the Yeti, $10,000. And a $700 donation from Icefire. Good luck on Near Auto Tomato half. Whoa. 9 yes.
So Icefire is the world record holder for this game. He uses 2 hands, but he's still really good.
Have a $100 donation from Dad to a near perfect son. Go for it.
Gosh, Dad. I love you, Dad.
I called in and donated, and I just told him that, you know, if you'd still be my hero even if you weren't my son. I didn't think about it at the time, but it choked him up so much that it kind of messed up his game a little bit. You know, sorry about that. When you're playing a game, you're not handicapped anymore. You're that ball, you're that soldier, you're that animal on the screen. You can live, you know, through that.
By the way, this is a neat skip. You just jump there, and we're out of bounds.
Yep. The hardest skip in the game, ladies.
It's so difficult.
The first AGDQ ever raised about $52,000. We're sitting 10,000 from beating that total in our first run at this event, and that is absolutely amazing.
Nice. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
$50 from my Lexi. Hey, Half, sweet run so far, and shoutouts to you for being an inspiration to so many people. P.S. What does 2B use to upload her data to the bunker? Her waifu connection. Got a $5 donation here from Other Buttons. Shoutouts to Halfcoordinated and every disabled speedrunner out there. You're proof that even though it raises the difficulty setting, our dreams are still reachable. With love from a disabled streamer.
Indeed. Do not give up. And time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So this game, I didn't mention it, has basically fully customizable controls. With the standard control scheme, I would not have been able to do the run. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Platinum. Thank you, Square Enix, for giving the tools that people with different needs so that they can excel at the game, because that is a wonderful feeling that should be shared with as many people as possible.
During my run, we raised close to $50,000. Overall, we raised $1.78 million, and that is a fantastic achievement.
Opening SGDQ 2017, incredible honor. I feel amazing. I feel like it went wonderful. I just really love the speedrunning community. It's something where every time I think that they can't give back more to me, that, you know, I've reached my peak of what I'm going to get back, I'm proven wrong. It's where I feel the most at home of any community I've ever been in whatsoever. Yeah, so definitely a big difference between, you know, this day-to-day life, working at the call center and taking calls from people, and then going to SGDQ and AGDQ, and it kind of makes the Games Done Quick events feel a bit like a dream. It was there, and then it's not. In addition to just speedrunning, the big thing that I've been working more at lately as well has been actually, you know, testing games and working as an accessibility consultant. So what I'm doing there is making sure they have as many features as possible and make sure the game is as accessible to as many different needs as we possibly can. You know, with the hemophilia, with being differently abled, it's definitely not a sad thing. It's just who I am as a person. That's really important to me. It is to have come full circle like that. If I have one message, it's whatever you can do, just do your best. Please don't give up. There's so much that you can accomplish.
Thanks again for tuning into Waypoint Presents. Coming up on the rest of the season, we'll follow two young esports phenoms as they fight to defend their reputations as the best of the best.
EVO 2017 weekend, let's go!
EVO is the absolute most important grassroots tournament of the year for any aspiring fighting game player.
Well, to the fighting game community, EVO is the Super Bowl.
We'll spend time with an MMA fighter who gears up for her fights with the help of her cosplay.
I feel like when I dress up as these characters, it's easier to just become this angry, mean person and just embody that character. It was really cool being able to use these characters because I was able to just get into kill mode, basically.
We'll meet a man on a quest to save gaming history.
All of this material that we're identifying, that we're saving, I want people to be able to access this stuff because I want people to be able to tell the story of video game.
And visit a school where a new generation of developers are leveling up and preparing to break into the gaming industry.
I think it's really good that programs like this exist now. Our students come in and we can train them up to know the craft of video game development.